A Star Wars themed game show had a local contestant on last week. The show was a success, but the competitor's journey to the show was a true adventure. Newswatch 12's Nick Van Zyl visited Vilas County to learn more. Nick?
Thanks, Jessica. In a studio far, far away, Dana Joel Nicholson's dream of buzzing in to solve a puzzle was waiting for him. Before he was able to get to that, he had 2,500 miles to get from Land O'Lakes to Los Angeles.
I was already what they call a wheel watcher with the spin ID.
Dana Joel had two passions growing up, Star Wars and Wheel of Fortune.
Star Wars, ever since I was a kid, had me hooked.
As a child, he visited his grandparents in Land O'Lakes. Now he lives on the same lake his family built their home, and he was encouraged to try out for Wheel of Fortune.
I couldn't believe it, but I sent it off on a Thursday at about 6 o'clock, and by like 9:30 p.m., I had a reply in my inbox.
Dana Joel then had to find his way to Los Angeles, so he booked a flight. But that's when his journey began.
I ended up getting strep throat right before I was supposed to get on that plane, and so I had to bump my original flight back.
He delayed his plans until the last possible chance to get to L.A.
But when I got to Rhinelander, 48 hours before I was supposed to be in that studio, is when we had one of those wonderful snowstorms. And they canceled my flight out of Rhinelander. So it was a mad dash. I had a little bit of a planes, trains, and automobiles situation.
He was told the next best option was making it to Milwaukee, except he would be joined by another traveler.
She was trying to get back to Des Moines, and so she said, hey, if you're going to drive down to Milwaukee, can I hitch a ride? And I was like, yeah, absolutely, but you need to get me to my car because it's in Land O'Lakes. It was a whirlwind to actually make it to that studio on time.
Once he made it to Los Angeles, he met all the other contestants and said they bonded instantly.
One of my favorite things about the whole experience, to be quite honest, are the other people that I have met that were the other contestants.
Dana Joel said since the taping in February, everyone's kept in contact, even the woman trying to get home to her family in Des Moines.
The cash is great, the prize is great, but that camaraderie and that bond with these new folks in my life is pretty much the icing on the cake. That's been probably my favorite thing to bring home from this whole thing. Being from the farmland.
Dana Joel says he and the other contestants have regular group chats and Zoom calls, and they're even planning for a future meetup. We'll be right back after this break.